It has been way too long since I've recorded an Ask Me Anything video. So let's do something about that. What does this even mean? I don't know, just roll the intro. Hello guys, how are you? My name is David Franco from davidfran.co. Coincidence? Maybe. Either way, it's always linked right below. So today I posted on Twitter, twitter.com/davidfranco. If you're not following me, please do so. I mean, I'm heavily on Twitter nowadays, which is funny because I used to be obsessed with Twitter. Then I kind of took a break because I became obsessed with Facebook, but now I really don't give a shit about Facebook, and now I'm back on Twitter. So please, follow me. I'm there daily. So yes, I posted on Twitter saying it's been too long since I've done an AMA video, way too long. So let's do another one. This time, it'll be all about gaming. Just reply to this tweet with your question, and I can feature it on video. So shout out to everybody who replied to me. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Okay, so question number one, all about gaming, comes from Billy Saturn. I love that name. Billy says, how do you keep yourself organized when you have a lot of Hold on. Next question about gaming. Kyle Dixon, will there be a Christmas in New York video this year? I have hope. Next question. Anthony Menegoni, if you had to redo YouTube from the ground up, what... Please, okay, come on. Oh, thank you, Danny. Thank you for reading. Seriously, that means more to me than you'll ever know. Attention to detail, people. All right, Danny Minnick says, what's your opinion on the mainstream media and our president blaming mass shootings on video games? Okay, Danny knows I'm not going to go into detail about this because we've talked about this on Twitch. Actually, most people should expect by now that I'm not really into politics. Obviously, they're important to talk about. They're important to address. But in regards to social media, in my opinion, sometimes it's better to just do this. Shut up and move on. I have quite literally seen friendships end in real time on Facebook. Yes, I'm not just saying that. I've seen friendships end over politics, which I think is pathetic. Because, guys, you know what? Nobody's right. Nobody's wrong. No matter what you share, no matter what you say, no matter what you express in regards to politics, you're never going to change how someone else feels. So, in my opinion, it's a waste of effort. It's a waste of energy. And it's just not mentally good for your health to talk about politics on social media. That is simply the way I look at it. You don't have to agree. You don't have to disagree. It's just not worth it because it just stirs up more trouble. However, with that said, due to the recent shootings in the US, and I shouldn't even say recent because this damn thing seems to happen every other day, which is pathetic, and I hate to say it, I'm kind of numb to it. Seriously, I mean, I hear about another shooting on the news, I'm like, oh, another shooting. I mean, obviously, I feel terrible for the families and the victims involved and all that stuff, but that's just my point. There are so many shootings in the US. Now, does it come down to gun laws? Does it come down to mental illness? That's the thing. There are so many variables involved, which is why I'm not going to comment on that. However, because video games are important to me, I will say this. Gaming has been blamed multiple times, numerous times in the past in regards to mass shootings. Is there any viable evidence related between gaming and mass shooting? Probably not. Probably not. However, I will say this. If somebody wants to shoot others, which I think is a terrible thing to do, if somebody wants to shoot others, they're going to do it anyway. Whether they watch a violent movie, or they play a violent video game, or they listen to a heavily explicit rap song, I don't know. Maybe that will have a tiny mental influence on them, but at the end of the day, it's not because of media. It's because that person is mentally ill. I mean, guys, think about it. A normal person doesn't just walk out of their house with plans of executing others. It just doesn't happen. It does not happen. So, yeah, that's how I feel about it. In short, no. Video games are not to blame for mass shootings. Okay, so anyway, to move on to more positive questions. The next question comes from Mark. Have you ever wanted to live in a world from a game? If so, which one? From Mark, a.k.a. G-Man. G-Man always watches me on Twitch. Thank you, dude. Appreciate your support. This is tough. Honestly, the first game that jumped in my head was probably The Last of Us. Okay, so you're probably wondering, David, why the hell would you want to live in a zombie apocalypse? I don't know. I mean, I kind of want something huge to happen in this world, whether it's an alien invasion or a zombie outbreak. No, I'm not wishing ill on others. I would never do that, unless you're just a downright hateful, negative, waste of space kind of person. But no, generally, I've always thought it was fascinating when I watch a zombie movie or an alien invasion movie, and that's exactly why I love games like The Last of Us so much, because the game to me feels so real. And honestly, I don't care about many stories in video games. I mean, 98% of them do nothing for me. I just play games because I enjoy the mechanics, I enjoy them because they're fun. Simply put, they're fun. But The Last of Us is one of those rare experiences where I actually feel for the characters. I get emotional for the characters. And I cannot wait for The Last of Us Part 2. So anyway, Mark, there you go. I guess that's my answer. The Last of Us. Next question comes from Stu's Keys, another regular Twitch user. Viewer, I should say. Stu, thank you so much for your support. Stu says, did you play the Jak and Daxter games back in the day? If so, which one was your fave? Mine was Jak 2. Don't hate me, alright? I never got into Jak and Daxter. I think I've played a demo once, but I never really got into Jak and Daxter. It wasn't until a few years ago where I finally got into Ratchet and Clank. For some reason, those games are always relatable in my mind. Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank. Anyway, I played the new Ratchet and Clank on PS4, and I fell in love with it. So hopefully, maybe there will be a newer Jak and Daxter game, and that'll be my excuse to get into it. But as of right now, just never really got into it. But I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's excellent. Junkify, another Twitch viewer. I'm noticing a trend. I swear I didn't play favorites. Junkify says, if you could only ever play one again, would it be Blackout, Siege, or Apex? Gotta take a drink for this one. Jesus Christmas. It's water, I swear. Just trying to stay hydrated. Love this bottle, by the way. I'll keep it right there. Okay, so Blackout, Siege, or Apex if I can only play one. Blackout I love because, in my opinion, it's the most solid Battle Royale game I've ever played. Unfortunately, it's pretty much dead on PC, and I don't want to play it on console for several reasons. Siege is incredible, but the community is extremely toxic. The most toxic community I've ever interacted with. It's terrible. Which is why it's best to play with a squad of friends, which I usually do. And Apex is a lot of fun, but the game drives me absolutely crazy. So I kind of have a love-hate relationship right now with all of these games. Well, no, I don't hate Blackout. I just wish it was more popular on PC. Honestly, I would probably go with Siege, because I'm definitely the most skilled in Siege out of all those three games. And Siege is a game that constantly evolves every single season with new operators, new maps, map changes, map reworks, all that stuff. And Siege is easily the most realistic. So I guess Siege. Great question. A little tricky, but I got it. Matthew Two Beers. I feel like there's a meaning to that name. Matthew says, what's your favorite game you've ever played? Not a fan of playing favorites because there's just so much good crap out there. Of course, I say crap in a good way. But every time I think of a favorite game, I always think of Super Mario 64. Not because of how well it played, because the camera was a joke, but the memories involved with the Super Mario 64. And I'm not going to go into memories right now, but in terms of like childhood and nostalgia and all that stuff, Mario 64. God, I've never been so obsessed with a game even before it came out. Like, I would constantly read the strategy guide in school, and God, that game changed my life. It really did. The 64 was a great console. Paul Bentley, come on down. If you could pick one retro game to be remade with the kind of graphics we have now, what would it be? Dude, what a great question. I mean, it's kind of hard to answer because, again, there's so much good stuff out there. But if you can consider it retro, this is between like 1999 and 2001. I forget the exact year. Most of you have probably never played this or even heard of it. A game called Seaman. Not Seaman. That would be a pretty cool game. Seaman. S-E-A-M-A-N. For the Dreamcast. And for me, it was the first game that used voice recognition. By the way, can you hear the thunder? And back then, the technology was incredible. Sure, it wasn't perfect, but the fact that you could talk to this fish that started out as like a tadpole, by the way, or something like that, and you had to have a mate, a little tentacle and a little suction, and the other one dies after they go after like mad, passionate sex. But yeah, it was just a fascinating game because this Seaman creature would actually talk to me. He would learn my name. He would know my birthday. He would know if I'm in a relationship. He would talk to me about my family, my hobbies, and all of this would be stored into memory. So imagine with today's voice recognition technology, pair that with the graphics and the physics and AI and all that stuff. Just imagine, just freaking imagine what they could pull off. It would be a very humorous and fascinating experience. So please, somebody bring back something like Seaman. I want a modern day game. Actually, I shouldn't even say game. It was more like a simulation. Because you essentially had to raise the fish. You had to log in every single day. It used real time, by the way. It actually used the internal clock on the Dreamcast. And yeah, you had to go in every day to feed it. You had to have the light on. You had to set the temperature of the tank. It was a fascinating experience. And since then, I haven't really seen anything like it. I mean, it probably sold terribly. It's not really a popular concept. But to me, I loved it. So anyway, I guess that's my answer. Seaman on the Dreamcast, I will really enjoy seeing a remake. All right, Vexen X1, you're up next. How do you think your life would be different if you hadn't gotten into video gaming? I would probably be even more productive, and I wouldn't be making this video. Makes you think, doesn't it? Dakota Duval, cool name. What are your thoughts on Pokemon Sword and Shield? Please don't hate me, but I don't care. I mean, if this is a really drastic comment I'm about to make. I'm sure it's gonna make people mad. If Pokemon Sword and Shield were both canceled today, I wouldn't shed a tear. I mean, yeah, it would be a big blow to Pokemon fans, but me personally, I just wouldn't care. That's how much I care about the new Pokemon. Now, the old Pokemon, I'm definitely a fan, but the newer stuff, I just don't care about it at all. Literally at all. Absolute says, do you believe Fortnite competitive negatively affects esports as a whole? Absolutely not. Do people feel that way? I mean, I'm not heavily into the whole esports scene. I find it interesting on occasion. I'll watch the doc back here play tournaments in Apex and whatever. But yeah, negatively affects esports. No, absolutely not. I mean, if anything, Fortnite competitions and all these tournaments and whatever bring a lot of light to the table, because going back to the whole mass shootings thing, there are many people out there who look at video games as just mindless shooting. But still, when they figure out, the fact that these kids or adults or whoever can quite literally win millions of dollars playing a video game, I'm hoping they build some respect for the gaming industry, because a lot of people out there still think gaming is a waste of time, which obviously it's not. I mean, in my opinion anyway, it trains the mind. My reaction time is much better due to gaming. I am constantly paying attention to shadows and polygon counts and all that stuff, and I think that's important to me. Not everyone cares about that, but I do. I do by far. And it just makes the gaming industry seem more serious. I mean, I'm not a Fortnite person. I'm very casual. I'm not into Fortnite that much. But man, I'll tell you, I respect the hell out of anyone who can win thousands even, or millions of dollars playing Fortnite. I think that's freaking amazing. Now, again, I don't see how that negatively affects esports. I mean, if it does, that means people are just bitching just to bitch. Fortnite, I don't like Fortnite. Let me make something... Holy fuck! Keep the language to a minimum this time, David, alright? I don't want to get shit from people. Seriously, though, what the hell was I saying? Great question. Ian Kuhn. How do Mixer streams compare to Twitch streams? Now, I haven't streamed on Mixer yet, so my answer to this is going to be a little mixed. Because, guys, do you get it? Anyway, seriously, I've been watching Mixer streams, and I found out Mixer allows a much higher bit rate than Twitch. Okay, so for those who don't have any idea what I'm talking about, a higher bit rate basically means you're uploading more data. Meaning for you, the viewer, the stream is going to be even clearer. And I gotta say, I was watching Ninja's Mixer streams for the past few days. It looks damn good. It looks really good. Now, I've seen some beautiful Twitch streams, but the fact that Mixer can have a higher bit rate, that's a big deal. And of course, going back to my video about Mixer, the other day, which I will link right below. Check it out. I appreciate it. Mixer does have a couple features that Twitch doesn't have, such as the hype zone, which I think is very, very interesting for new streamers, and controller sharing, which I haven't really looked into too much, but in theory, sounds really cool. Now, obviously, Mixer's a lot smaller, but in a way, that's a good thing for new streamers because it's easier to grow. But at the same time, Twitch is more established and has the backing of Amazon. So, I mean, Mixer and Twitch are both great. I mean, they're honestly both great. Actually, I just got an alert for someone going live on Facebook Gaming. Facebook Gaming, in my opinion, that's a whole other video. But anyway, Mixer and Twitch both do things great. I mean, they're obviously very different in some regards, but they're very similar in some regards. And well, with that said, I'm excited to do my first ever Mixer stream this Friday, so please follow me right below. Thank you. Next question from Dallin. How is your streaming PC coming along? It's getting there. It's not a priority. I mean, it's not something I need right now. I've been spending my money on other things. But yeah, it's getting there. I need to order a hard drive, an SSD, power supply units, capture card, and a couple fans. And then I'm done. I mean, all the expensive stuff's out of the way. Processor's done. GPU is done. Motherboard has been done. Obviously, I have the case and all that stuff. The RAM's there. So, yeah, it's getting there. And it should be done this month. I don't see why not. Question from Matt, and then I promise we're almost done. How did you go from a diehard couch gamer to a diehard PC gamer so quick? I'm going to try to keep this short. But first, let me take a drink. So first of all, I like that you call me a diehard gamer. Thank you. I appreciate that. I've been a gamer for as long as I can remember. I mean, I've played the Atari, I played ColecoVision, which a lot of you probably never even touched, because I'm assuming a lot of you are young, which is cool. It's cool. And I'm glad you're into gaming. Gaming to me is a very vibrant industry. Like, it's constantly evolving, which I think is fascinating. Anyway, going from diehard couch gamer to diehard PC gamer, a lot of it had to do with Twitch. I mean, honestly, guys, if it wasn't for Twitch, who knows if I'd even have a gaming PC? I mean, it's something I've been talking about for years, but even then, I mean, I probably wouldn't be on my PC nearly as much if it wasn't for Twitch. And guys, I'm so grateful for that. I mean, the fact that a single platform can open my eyes, I guess you could say, to an entirely other side of gaming, that's a huge deal. Now, that said, I'm not done being a couch gamer. There's still something to be said about sitting down on a couch with your 5.1 or 5.2 surround sound with a nice 65-inch 4K TV. That's a beautiful experience. And yeah, I know, you can hook up PCs to TVs, but in my opinion, it's not meant for that. God, that comment last time pissed a lot of people off. I don't know why people get so mad over that. People gotta chill out. But yeah, couch gaming is definitely my preferred way of doing things. For instance, The Last of Us Part 2, I'm actually going to play that by myself first in my basement downstairs with a nice surround sound 65-inch 4K experience. That's going to be beautiful. And then I'll play through it again on Twitch. But that just goes to show you, I'm all about the presentation. Yeah, with that said, I was also a PC gamer years ago. I kind of quit PC gaming around 2004, 2005, maybe 2006, around there. And I never really looked back until just 2 years ago. Coming up on 3 years, actually. But yeah, I'm incredibly thankful for everything the PC gaming community has brought to the table. Or to the desk. All right. The next and final question, and I know this is a long video. Come on, me, make a short video. It's really, really hard for me to do, guys. This comes from Niall Plume. Niall says, what is your plans? What are your plans? What are your plans for gaming for this year and the future? Later this year, I mean, obviously August, like I said, this month, maybe in a couple weeks, I want to finish my Shimmy PC and redo my overlays and all that stuff. As of this Friday, I want to do my first ever Mixer stream. Am I quitting Twitch? No. No, that would be incredibly stupid for a small streamer like me to do. I'm just simply experimenting with Mixer here and there, with Twitch still being my priority. So besides my streaming PC and Mixer, I'm looking forward to Modern Warfare coming out later this year. God, I can't wait for that. That's going to be so good. Link's Awakening remake is going to be really good. I'm actually quite excited about that. And whatever else is coming out between now and Christmas. I mean, as you can imagine, between now and Christmas is the best time to be a gamer. Whether you're a PC gamer or console gamer, nobody can argue. The best games come out between the fall and the winter. Yes, the end of 2019 is going to be awesome. And 2020 is going to be even better with the PlayStation 5 coming out and the next Xbox coming out. So it's going to be a huge year next year. Huge year. And Animal Crossing is coming out on the Switch, and we got a whole bunch of other games. You know, the Final Fantasy VII Remake, Cyberpunk. It's going to be a huge year. Huge year. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your questions. I appreciate it. That's like constant thunder. Constant thunder. I love it. It's like a dream come true. Thank you guys so much for your support. I truly appreciate it. Please, if you're not doing so already, follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Mixer. I will likely be live the nights of the day you're watching this video. Except if it's Sundays or Mondays. I take Sundays off to edit the weekend vlog, and Mondays to catch up on my other work, like email, web design, affiliate marketing, clientele stuff, all that stuff. But I am live on most days of the week, whether it is Twitch or Mixer. Please, follow me on both. It means a lot. Also, if you have any other ideas for future AMA videos, let me know right below. I'm trying to create more content on YouTube, alright? I appreciate it. I'll see you soon. Peace.